Well, welcome to a special edition of Tech Talk. Yes, it's September 2015, and there's a federal election campaign going on. And I'm here with my good buddy from FPM3, Adam Oldfield. How are you, Adam?
I'm doing well, Greg. You know?
And you're excited about this campaign the Chamber's taken on. Small business too big to ignore.
Absolutely. You know what? I love it. I think it's great. I'm a big advocate of obviously small business. Got a few of them myself, you know. And it is. We're too big to ignore.
Is it a tax haven for wealthy Canadians?
You know what? I've been burying mine under the pillow. And little did anyone know until this came out of the box. So,
It would be good if you remembered where you hit it, though.
You know, every single day I keep checking. I swear to God I had pennies, but apparently those are gone too. So I've got lots of them. So, I mean, if pennies count as wealth, I'm the richest man you're
The good thing is, though, is Adam is very rich in information. There's no question about that. And we're going to have this special segment going on for Tech Talk with small business too big to ignore throughout this campaign because small business is too big to ignore. But speaking of small business, it's not such a small business.
No.
Apple made some big announcements this week and said some new products. And I saw your cheesy stuff on Facebook. You're all excited about. Goodness! In fact, you're ready to take your Samsung tablets and throw them out into the street.
Hang on, let's not go crazy. What I said was I like what I saw. It was a little ho hum. Like I watched the keynote.
It was very low key.
It was extremely low key. And you know, the one thing I found was there was really 4 things I think I posted on Facebook that I thought were of relevance. And you know, one of them they talked about a lot in Apple. They talked about software, medical software. They talked about the watch, but there wasn't any like, wow, that's amazing. Nothing like that. So, you know, what I wanted to point out is really 4 things I thought were really relevant in regards to technology, particularly when it comes to small business. You know, if you're looking to go paperless, as my agency has done, then the iPad Pro, which was rumored, is now a fact, came into the market. We had the iPhone 6S, which bigger, it's faster. The whole hum factor is it looks the same, it runs the same, it's a little quicker, and comes with a couple more upgrades. So better camera.
Uses data like crazy.
Oh, it is all big. I was almost going to use the wrong word. It is a terrible data vampire. And, you know, and in Canada, and I'm going to speak openly about our cellular plans, is that it's expensive. Data's expensive.
Yeah, too expensive.
Too expensive on a cellular element. So you've got this technology with all this ability in regards to using this bandwidth, and it's going to cost. So now let's talk a little bit about the one that I feel is the biggest fanfare, and that is the iPad Pro. And why it...
Well, I think that's about the only part of this announcement that Apple showed some big excitement about.
Well, they were excited about it because it really, to my opinion, all the laptops, this is the replacement. In 2 years from now,
because it's a 12-inch screen.
It's a 12, it's literally the size, this is the same monitor size of when, remember the iMac, Blueberries, and Raspberry? That's how big the monitor was back in those days. So they've taken this big Blueberry case and now they've squeezed it into this,
paper thin,
less than 2 pounds, walking around. They made a few mistakes though, and again, fanfare-ish as far as wow, but let me bring it down a note. Bigger screen, obviously they've got multi-touch where you touch it twice and it can pull up a menu item. What also was kind of disappointing yet exciting was they finally came out with a stylus. I'm willing to bet that Steve Jobs is still kicking at that casket.
He hated that.
He declared it not only in 2007 with the iPhone that your finger's the best touch, but also he said it in 2010 with the iPad. If you've got a stylus with a tablet, it's probably not meant to be. So you take a look and now all of a sudden Apple comes out with this product called Pencil. They really thought the name out. But even worse, they didn't even think out the product. This product's $99 US, okay? It comes with a battery charge, which no one's used it, so no one can say, holy smokes, it's really no, it hasn't. So it's gotta have a micro USB, your Thunderbolt charge, you gotta charge it, which is quick to charge, of course it is, it's small. Yep. However, what do you do with it? What do you do with it? It's made of plastic. It's made of the same plastic from the iPhone 5C. So it's a very thin plastic. There is no nub on it that you can clip. You got nowhere to put it. where the heck is this thing going to go? I'll tell you.
It's going to go in your pocket and you're going to break it when you sit down.
Or are you going to forget it? You're going to drop it? You're going to be like, I don't know. But
yeah, but they'll sell a ton of them.
no, for $100. It'll be the biggest $100 stick you'll ever buy. Now, I also priced it out. When you take a look at the cost, again, they were only promoting the US dollar fees, right? So minus the fact that they'll probably increase it marginally or drop it a little bit in regards to the conversion, if you took all of it, the keyboard, the iPad Pro Mini, and the pencil, you add it all up, plus you got to include your recycling fees with HST, it's going to work out almost to $2,800 Canadian. That's a lot of money for a little, a big tablet.
But then speed-wise, how's it going to compare to the desktop Apple product?
Hands down, it's going to be equal to what you've been using currently if you have an iMac Pro.
Well, then, you know what?
I mean, the speeds
You
are
got to
good.
pay for convenience.
Yeah, you're paying for convenience, but we're talking a 27-inch
know, but
monitor, and we've got it in 12.9, which is a lot bigger. But now you're working with your fingers. You got this pencil, or what did I do with that stylus? So, you know, you're working with a lot of elements that I sit back and go, it's a great laptop. I mean, I'm not supposed to use the word laptop, but it's a tablet laptop replacement, and it's going to be very handy. Am I getting one? Probably, unless I see something come from one of the other guys at Android and Samsung, and I'm still a Samsung guy. Still going to be straight up. I mean, hey, I got the watch, I got the gear, I
got the underwear.
I got the underwear. I mean, I'm wearing all the gadgets and gadgets to keep it going, right? So I look at this and say, you know what? Samsung's still, in my opinion, miles ahead technology where Apple used to be, and that's what's very disappointing about what I've seen so far about the Apple keynote. A couple points with software, a couple upgrades. Nothing that you can look at and go, wow, this is really going to change what we do in technology. For business purposes, the only thing I thought, which was kind of brushed under the carpet, was that Apple made a deal with Cisco. And Cisco Systems, as you know, is very big in the enterprise environment. Apple's trying competitively to get out there and be more competitive in a business environment. And because Blackberry and Android, they're very much in tune with the enterprise environment, you know what, and I'm referring to Windows particularly, which is another topic altogether with Windows 10, but Apple is its own life. It's its own identity. If you're running Apple, you're pretty much working Apple. You don't go Apple too much and divert. I've been using Apple in multiple programs, but that's just because I'm a little more versed in it. But for the small business, you know what? They need something simple and easy. A lot of programs still are integrated with a Windows operating system and Android.
I see more and more people, though, using Apple tablets, iPads, and Apple devices.
They do on a personal level, yes.
Yeah. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to integrate that personal into business, and that's where they're finding the conflict.
Well, there's a lot of software. As we migrate more systems into the cloud and we start putting more features up into the cloud systems, it makes sense that Apple as a hardware is still a superior product.
Yeah.
So it will probably
So if everything's
succeed.
in the cloud, you're probably okay with your Apple product.
Absolutely. But we won't know until the product actually comes to the market. So I'm excited about where it's going and where it could be. But right now, that's pretty much it out of Apple that I thought we could sit back and go, well, that's worthy of exciting to talk about.
Well, then, speaking of the business applications, of course, BlackBerry's whole focus now is around business. Small business, big business, it doesn't really matter. They had a big announcement this week, and you just told me off camera this was one of the biggest announcements and should really foresee the future a little bit of what's happening with BlackBerry.
What excites me about BlackBerry is that, you know, and I'm a big BlackBerry advocate. I really do believe that they created a great product. And there was rumors at one point that they were just going to be bought out. They're up for sale. And there's even word that, you know, hey, everything's possible. So no one actually declared they were on the market. Kind of put them at a very, very rough spot. They were selling at $7 a share at one point. Now the rumors have been squashed as far as I'm concerned. If you're up for sale, you don't go acquiring. So one of the things they did...
Not to that tune. Not to the $400 million.
No, when you're dropping that kind of money, especially on a product like Good Technology, which is very well known for creating an encryption enterprise management system, you know what? BlackBerry's sticking true to their word. They said they would come to the market. They were going to address to their customers, which they began, and that was business. And they're sticking to that. And their acquisitions in regards to growing and building more of their software enterprise is going to do that.
It also seems that they're still playing around with the device thing.
Yeah, they are. They're still tinkering with it, and they're still working with it. But again, it's got.
I thought they would have been out of devices by now.
No, I can't speak for Blackberry. They got their own format,
I
right?
know.
But I have a feeling that what's going to happen is we're in an environment of which they're becoming tools, not toys. If you want a toy, hey, it's called an iPad. Go grab one. If you want a tool, then you're going to want to probably grab a Blackberry. It's effective, it's efficient, and really, let's get right down to what the biggest fear is going on right now, and that is security.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that with regards to malware, viruses, systems across the board. Nothing worse than getting on your emails and going, oh man, I just got this virus, reset my system, they're gone. BlackBerry's trying to put that security, peace of mind, back into the hearts of those that run their business.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with this new acquisition and how it plays a role in the future of BlackBerry. But I think you're right. I think they're here to stay, and they're here for a long time.
Absolutely.
And you're going to see some moves into some twists and turns, but I think they're going to stick true to their word, and they're going after that business client, and I think they're going to get him back.
I believe so. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have that more of I'm concerned about my security. I care about my business. I want to make sure that my environment is backed up and protected securely in that way. And there's a lot of variables right now. If you take a look at Android and Apple, they're tracking everything you do. They, meaning Apple and Google. Well, you know what? I'd rather feel a little more comfortable knowing that. And BlackBerry was very adamant about that. If you recall, there was a time where they said, you need to tell us all the server information from some of the governments. And BlackBerry went, not happening.
Yeah.
So you know what? They've been the only ones that's been true to stick by their word.
Yeah, and they've fought governments all around the world on that. So.
Absolutely.
Well, small business, too big to ignore. Don't forget that. And don't forget about Adam Oldfield from FPM3. He's got all your techie ideas and all the gadgets and gadgets. He plays with them constantly.
Well, I work with them constantly.
Ladies and gentlemen, check out our next Tech Talk.